How you doing today, sis?
I'm okay. Starting to feel a little bit on the sick side. Being out here, you already know. I need to start moving to get my fix, and I'm just keeping it real.
Hey, that's what we respect. Honesty over here is no judgment. So, how has life been like for you lately?
um, so I was staying with somebody, and then, it turns out he just, talked to women anyway. And I said I've been out here long enough. I'll just stay out here. I'm not taking that bullshit. So I'm back out here, and now I'm talking to some boy I really like, and that's a rare thing for me because all my years out here, I did not, want any type of situation like that because my loyalty and what I go hard for is the drugs, and I can't do that for a person when I'm doing that for, you know, my addiction. So I guess I'm just giving it a try. I don't know.
What's the longest relationship you've been in?
Um, my baby dad, it was 7 years, and he is the father of my two kids, and he's the only boyfriend I ever had. I only had one boyfriend my whole life.
What? So you are a committed person, loyal person.
Right. Um, Drugs got a hold of me, and like I said before, I couldn't. Everything that I do, it's always to 100. There's no in the middle. So, um, I came out here wanting to do this to the fullest, and I couldn't keep up with, living the regular and life you're supposed to live, and just got committed to this in the streets.
Were he also into addiction or not?
He smoked K too, but you couldn't tell him nothing. It wasn't like anything like the people out here. Like, nobody looked at him any differently. So his was kind of hidden. Yeah, you can say that.
So when you realized that you were an addict,
Um, 2022. Yeah, 2022. I was 22, and I could say I'm doing a lot better than I used to. I used to, people only seen me laid out on the concrete on the sidewalk. That's all ever people see me and knew me that called me concrete. No, because I was always laid out. But I do a less amount of drugs now that I'm know how to stay away from being on the sidewalk and doing it. And I'm not shooting up as much anymore. So I'm doing a little bit differently now. Hopefully my next step is to, recovery.
that's what's up. Have you tried any other drugs besides dope since you've been out here?
I've been doing, matter of fact, I did try wet last week. I did. I've never tried it ever in my life, and I did. And I guess I didn't because I kind of did like it.
You said you liked it?
Yeah.
What was it about it that you liked? Tell us what is wet for those who don't know.
It's a cigarette dipped in embalming fluid. What I liked about it was I felt like everything was more intense, and I guess that's what I liked about it. Anything that I was doing, it was more intense, and I like that.
Did it have any side effect?
No. Like, inside effect meaning what?
Like, was there any bad side effects?
No, but I feel like if I were to keep on doing it, I would meet to where there would be a negative point, I don't think I did enough to see that part yet.
Who introduced you to that?
They had a sample out here, actually, and I just gave it a try.
So you don't really know if that was actual embalming fluid.
No,
So-
but sometimes out here it's just like we don't even know what we're putting in our bodies, period. So it can't get any scarier. It just...
Do that scare you though? That you don't know what you're putting in your body? It could be something that might make you just go off the rail and do something that you wouldn't even normally do.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but I'm not scared anymore.
Why not?
I don't know. It's either I'm gonna... it's all in God's hands. So it's like, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be here. If I'm not, I'm not. Whatever is in His plans, that's what's meant for me.
I don't think drugs is in God's plans for you. His plans for you is for you to get out of here, for you to turn your life around. This is the devil's plan.
Yeah, you're right.
Real talk. God's plan is for you, your greatness, your better self, the best version of yourself.
Yeah, you're right about that. I guess right now it's definitely the devil's work. So that's who I'm working for.
Absolutely. But you still got your heart, your soul is still there. You still know, what you're doing.
Yeah, that's one thing I always say that I'll try to never lose is my soul, because I want to make it out of here soon.
Yes, and you are alive. Since you've been out here, how many people have died?
I can say 10 or more. It's not the same out here no more. It definitely used to be like the people that were out here with me were like family, and now people are just coming out here just like I look at them like, get out of here. Like, you think this is like something like fun or something, like, because I'm still here 6 years later. Like, it's not fun anymore. Like I have to do it now. You know what I mean? It's not a choice.
Gotta stay well.
Yeah, people now what they're doing, they're putting something else in it, and it's killing people from withdrawal. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And yeah, I try to tell people to get out of here as much as possible because they're so young. I mean, I'm 27. I'm still young, but I just have, my mentality is just above a lot of others. And I look at them like, please, like, I wish somebody told me to go, and I want to be that person to tell you to get out of here, because this is not fun. It's not.
It just gets worse. The more you do of it, the more your foot gets in that trap, more and more. And then sometimes it gets stuck and you lose your foot. You see people out here.
Yeah, wheelchairs basically everywhere.
Arms and everything. How you feel about that when you see that? The wounds and all that.
I honestly, for me, I feel blessed because I was lucky enough to not get any of those wounds. I took care of myself. At least you can do. I mean, there's no responsibilities out here for these adults out here on the street, obviously. Everything is handed to us. At least you can do is keep up with your health. Like, I've used needles, but I had people do it for me, and it went in and out my body the right way. And people that have the wounds, they're doing it themselves, getting frustrated, and just, shooting the shot in. And now the shrink has to find a way to come out because it didn't go in the vein. And that's why they have holes, because it's eaten from inside out. And I always use clean needles. Like, I just got tested last week for hepatitis C and HIV, and I'm still negative for it. And people didn't believe me with the hepatitis C. Like, oh, you use needles? No, it doesn't mean that. I took that energy and time to get up and use clean shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm still grateful to be negative for both things.
That's a blessing for sure, because there's so many people you see out here that with bad wounds, it's open and they still shooting into the wounds.
Yeah,
it's scary.
And if they get clean, that wound will go away. The only thing that's keeping it there is the continuous use. I didn't know that until recently, that if you stop, that it will go away. It's just the trank that keeps it open.
What do you think about this rhino trank that is so powerful that people just can't stop it? I understand the withdrawal. So is that the main thing, the withdrawal, that's keeping people from getting help?
Yes.
What's your withdrawal look like?
In the beginning, it gets it's like an uncomfortable feeling. Like, you just don't feel right. Like, and that's what gets me going right then and there, because I don't want it to get any further. Like, the throwing up and all that, like, it takes me a little. People, when they say they're sick, they just want to get high a lot of the times. Like, it's not, you're not sick yet, you just want to get high. Just say you want to get high. But it takes a little bit for the throwing up and all that bad shit. It does take a little bit. But I don't let it get there, because who I am, I go out and get it regardless. doesn't matter. I'm not being sick. I'm not asking nobody for nothing. I want mine, and I'm gonna get it. And that's how I always been with anything.
Have you ever been in a situation where you didn't have it?
Didn't have what?
The money to get the drugs, and
yeah.
what do you do to get the drugs?
In the beginning, I used to trick. I stopped doing that because I was losing myself little by little, and I didn't want that. And then to this day now, I boost, which means I go to stores, take shit, and come back and sell it out in the street.
Have you been locked up for doing that?
Yes, I have.
What was the longest you spent in jail?
3 months in each county. It's just gonna get longer every time.
Yeah.
But
what was it like though, going through that process and having a dope habit?
I did not want to get up at all. I was throwing up. I was laying my own throw up. Couldn't even make it to court. Like, I had to do things from my cell. And I'm even more scared now because I heard it's even worse. Actually, I just got locked up the other night.
For what?
For boosting and...
What do you steal?
I like to do meds or everyday things like body wash, trash bags, like stuff that I know that's gonna sell. But when I got locked up the other night, I swallowed 2 bags. I woke up in the hospital.
What?
I died. I said, I'm not going back to jail. I'd rather kill myself, and that's what I did. And
it's not your time yet.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I woke up in the hospital, and then the cops were there, and then they're like, "We're gonna admit you. If we admit you, then the cops will leave." And he was like, "Okay, I'll stay." And I waited till the cops leave, and I made it from the hospital. I ran out that bitch and made sure the cops did not get me. So here I am.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
Got high.
I mean,
I got on the train, stopped at TJ Maxx, and stole a couple things real quick, and made like $15-$20 so I can get high.
So you in a relationship? Well, you newly starting to get in. How long you and this guy been together now?
Not long. We only been like 2 weeks.
What is it like being in a relationship with somebody else that's using?
Well, the type of person I am, I know how it is to withdraw. I know how it is to want to get high. So, being as though I like somebody, whatever I have, he's gonna have. I'm not gonna be a selfish person when it comes to that. He was with somebody that, was selfish of those things, and I don't know. I'm just a different person, and I'm gonna show him different.
Do y'all encourage each other, like, to get up out of here and live a better life?
I don't think we're there yet, but I'm pretty sure once we're there, we will do those things with each other.
What was you like as a kid? Yeah.
I was into Barbie dolls, singing. My mom, she always made me not made me, but she always encouraged me to sing. She always, told me the little things to do to have my, voice sound good at a higher tone with little tactics. Hold your stomach. She would make me sing for her friends. I was always shy, so I would go in the kitchen and I would do it from there. And I loved animals. Loved them to death. I couldn't even see them on the street, otherwise I'll cry. But a lot of people don't know about me that I'm a shy person. Not a lot of people know the things I like to do out here, except for get high. So when it came to singing and stuff, a lot of people don't know. I don't know. A lot of people just don't know things about me that I like to do because I'm so shy to do it, and they don't know that I'm a shy person.
Where you think you would be in life right now if you didn't come down this path?
Raising my kids.
Who custody are they in?
Their dads.
When the last time you spoke with them?
4 years ago.
Why do you keep no contact?
I don't know how to approach them and let them know what I'm doing. Instead of being with them, I don't know how to, you know.
I understand. A lot of people do that out here. They ghost their family. They don't talk to their kids, and I ask myself the same question. Why? They just want to hear your voice.
I don't.
If they was listening right now, what would you like to say to them?
That this wasn't supposed to be this way, and I know that they know when I was there, I was, a full-time mom to them and made sure I could do what I could do for them and spoil them and make sure they were happy. And if I could take back the first drug that I ever took, I could, because I would do anything to be with them again and be their mom again.
If you could if a magic genie were like to give you another chance to start your life all over, what would you do different?
I don't know if I would. Only thing I would do different was just have my baby dad out of the drug selling world because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here right now.
So what's your rock bottom?
There isn't one.
No rock bottom for you? You don't think where you at right now is rock bottom? If you saw the situation where you was at when I pull up on you, that's not the life you want to live.
No, but I also consider a rock bottom is when you're somewhere and then you call it quits. You know what I mean? Like, and there's not really anything that could be like, hey, I'm done, because I've done everything there is to do.
Have you ever gotten Narcan out here?
Oh yeah.
How many times?
I could say over like 50.
What? So you're a miracle, huh?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of dying?
No.
Do you have a spiritual or religious belief?
I'm a Catholic.
Where you think you'll go when you die?
I think God knows my heart, and I think I'll go to heaven.
Amen to that. When you look at yourself now in the mirror, what do you see?
Other than, cleaning my face off and stuff like that, I don't like to look at myself in the mirror, because what I see is a hideous person, a junkie, and nothing but a piece of shit. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about all day when you out here?
How I'm gonna get my next eye.
Is there a struggle some days to get that
Yeah.
high rate?
For sure.
I noticed that's a lot of people's main focus out here, how to stay well, because being sick, no one want to deal with that.
Oh.
What are all the things that made you happy before?
Making money, my paycheck, and being able to get what I can for the people I love.
Facts. If you could take a vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go?
New York, Long Island, New York. Try to find my Aunt Katie. She has Down syndrome, and she was one of the most important people growing up in my life, and one of the best people that were in my life. So I would love to find her.
Got you. If you can go to rehab today, will you?
No.
Why not?
I'm not ready, and as soon as I'm ready, that's when I'll go, because I don't want to do anything I'm not ready to do just, so I could start all over again and fuck up.
Right. You gotta be serious and
Yep.
ready to do it and go all in 100%.
Absolutely.
Have you ever fought people out here because of drugs?
Not because of drugs, actually, but a guy, yeah, that's 3 times, like last week, yeah. Because the guy that I'm talking to right now had a girlfriend, and he just didn't want that no more, and she was angry. So yeah, for that.
Okay. What does it feel like having a drug addiction?
Well, when you're out here for a long time, it starts to feel like just regular life. It doesn't even feel like, you're in, it just feels like life. Just how people live normal lives. this becomes your normal. So,
What was your first drug experience like?
um, I was a crackhead before I did any drugs. So, crack was the best thing I think I could have ever started to do at the time. But then it got tiring. Then it got like, it's just in the upper. That means you have no break, so you're gonna keep on spending money, and that's how I started doing dope. Just to have that downtime. So that's how that went.
Well, Nana, thank you so much for being courageous as always, and sharing reality with us.
Yeah.
And we hope someone can learn from this and not come down this road. And if you could do anything to change this world, what would you do?
I would have it to where they had more things out here for addiction, and more shelters, to get us out of here. I just think they just need to have a better setup for addiction. I think that addiction is more serious than anybody thinks. That's all.
Got you. Okay, AML family, keep our girl in your prayers. Drop all the positive comments you got for her. And don't be bitter, be better. Until next time, we out there. Peace out.